Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Well, I haven't done a video for a while. I have been rather busy with work and also pottering around with the career mode in Flight Sim 24, working my way up through all the Cessna, the little sightseeing trips and grinding away. And I've actually worked my way up to airliner passenger pilot. I'm just working on a mission now. I'm just coming in to land in Ontario International. But it's taken a long time. I've just done a few missions here and there and gone away, gone to my normal flight sim enjoyment, and then come back a month later, did another few missions and got another certification. So it has taken months and months and months to get to this level. But I've only done a little bit here and there when I'm feeling in the mood. Otherwise I just play my normal flight simulator as I normally do it. So I think if I tried to do it quickly all in one bang, I'd be pulling my hair out and it driving me nuts, because it does seem quite buggy still, a lot of the little missions. There's one or two that I crashed and failed on, but most of them I got through okay, but it is quite sort of buggy. Now I'm flying the 737 MAX. That's what I really wanted to do. That was my goal, to get certified to fly the 737 MAX and just fly passengers. So that's what I'm doing now. And everything seems to be working fine. I don't know whether it's the new update that's helped it. I mean, my first mission was pretty buggy, but now everything seems to be working fine on the 737 MAX. It does everything it's supposed to do, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm just coming in for a landing now. Low visibility landing, but I'm just flying between the boxes. Most of the missions are pretty simple, to be honest. You just follow the instructions that they give you, and it's pretty hard to fail. But you do have to follow the rules to the letter, I've discovered, otherwise they will penalize you. On this trip I haven't disobeyed. I've followed every regulation. I've tried not to speed on the taxiing. They deduct you a lot of points for that if you overspeed when you're taxiing. There we go, not a bad touchdown. So you really do have to follow it to the letter to get 100% in your rating when you do the mission in the 737 MAX. All the communications, air traffic control, all your communications have got to be absolutely spot on. Your speeds, your tolerances for your flaps, everything, all your tolerances have to be pretty much spot on if you want to get a perfect score when you're doing these missions in the 737 MAX. Looks like I've slowed down too much now. I've stopped on the runway. We'll give her a bit of a burst to get going again. But now I'm at the level where I want to be, because I only like flying the Boeings really in the flight simulator game. I'm not a GA sort of person. I like flying the jets, the Boeings. So now that I'm at the level in the career mode where I just can fly 737 MAX, I'm pretty happy. And after a bit of practice, I'm starting to get better results. Just learning to follow the instructions correctly. Really, stay at the altitude that they want you to stay at, and taxi at the right speed. Now the speed, I think you should be up to do 15 to 18 knots, but if you seem to go far over 10 or 12 knots ground speed, they penalize you. So what I've had to do, I've tried to stay a little bit below the tolerances. Like I've tried to taxi at around between 8 and 10 knots. It's painfully slow, but it seems like if you go over 12, there's a risk they're going to penalize you and you lose points. And I always like to try and get a perfect score every time I go out. I don't do any shortcuts. I don't fast forward to the descent or fast forward to the takeoff. I do the whole flight. If it's an hour flight, I sit here and I do the whole hour. I don't take shortcuts or skip forwards, and that way I seem to be able to get more points and better XP And it's more satisfying as well when you've actually done the complete mission, when you pass, to know that you haven't cheated or you haven't you've been too lazy to skip stuff. Okay, it really is quite satisfying if you actually do it properly. The box is pretty small to stop in. It's designed more for a Cessna, I think. But it seems as soon as your back wheels get in there, you can put on the brakes, and it does get you there okay.
Ontario ground, Jet and Mike Alpha Oscar 9er 412, request taxi to parking.
Now my next goal,
Mike Alpha Oscar 9er 412, taxi to general aviation, parking via taxiway cross runway 8 right.
my next goal is to actually own a 737.
Taxiing to general aviation, parking via taxiway cross runway 8 right. Jet and Mike Alpha Oscar 9er 412.
So if anyone out there has completed all this,
Ladies and gentlemen, we have not reached the gate yet. Please remain seated until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. Thank you.
now if anyone else out there is at this level in the career mode and you actually purchased a 737, leave a couple of tips for me in the comments, please. It seems like I am miles and miles and miles away from having enough money or XP to buy my own 737, because this is only my second or third flight in a Boeing, working for an airline to get a bit of money. So if you have any hints or tips for me, what is a good way to get to the stage where you have enough to buy your own 737? Maybe I have to buy a little plane and do medic flights, I'm not sure. But let me know. I don't know if I'm going to get there just by doing flights in the 737 MAX and saving up. That could take me years, I'm not sure. Although the money and the XP is excellent for doing passenger flights in the 737 MAX, I don't think it's enough to get me in my lifetime to the stage where I can buy a real 737 in the game. So hints and tips would be appreciated if you're at this level. But like I was saying, it really is satisfying if you go right through the career mode and get to the stage where you want to be. Maybe your goal is to be a top helicopter pilot or whatever, but my goal was to fly the MAX 737. So if you go right through all the career modes and reach your goal without doing any shortcuts, without doing any cheating or whatever, skipping forward here and there, just be patient and do what you're supposed to do. It really is a good feeling. You feel quite proud of yourself. It is an achievement, guys. Let me know if you've achieved this or more, and you have my respect, because it is quite an achievement, and it's a good feeling to have when you've done something like this. And I'm not sure what's next after this. I guess it is to own my own 737. But how long that's going to take me, I don't know. But lucky for me, I do enjoy flying the 737 MAX, so I'll just keep flying it, doing the hard yards and making money, making XP. But the graphics are looking absolutely beautiful. I haven't found any major problems at all actually in this flight, in the 737 MAX. Everything worked absolutely perfectly and did everything it was supposed to do. The landing was completely visual, a manual landing. I did not use the ILS at all. As soon as I was on my finals, I just turned off the autopilot and came in low and slow and did a manual landing. Just fly between the boxes that are illuminated, and you know that you're going to arrive at the threshold of the runway for a nice landing. So it's not too difficult, to be honest. One day, maybe on my next video, I will go through the flight right from startup right through from start up to final, and we'll get an A, and we'll do everything as perfectly as we possibly can, so you can follow along in your 737. And maybe when you get to this level, it will help you get everything right without anything going wrong or any bugs or any glitches. But you can get right through the missions without any glitches or bugs, and this flight I've just done absolutely proves that. So it can be done. So I may make a video doing that right from start up right through takeoff in a mission as an airline pilot in the career mode. I think it might be quite helpful for people, especially if they haven't had much experience flying the 737. So I might do that on another video. Let me know in the comments where you are with your career mode. I know there are still bugs. If you're in the little planes, I found a lot of bugs and a lot of things. You couldn't complete the mission because things would just freeze up, or you couldn't do your announcements or something. So there are times when I had to get scores and XP that were way below, like B's and C's, you know, way below the A's, simply because of the bugs and things that weren't working properly. But in this flight, in the MAX, everything went absolutely perfectly well. So it is possible. So I'll park up in here in this tiny little box that's probably designed for a little Cessna, and then we'll go through to the finals results and see how much XP and how much points and how well I actually did or didn't do. Right. So we'll shut down the engines. We'll follow the instructions that they give us by the letter. Don't try and do things differently. If you think you can do things more accurately, just don't. Just follow the instructions that they give you in the flash-ups, and everything should go well. Mission success. Passenger transport mission, my favorite kind of flights. Passenger satisfaction 89, airline procedures 93, respect condition of the aircraft 95. Everything went perfectly. Everything went perfectly during this flight, 100%. And I got an S, or I got a A or an S, I'm not sure what it says there. 711,560 XP. That's a lot, guys. That is pretty cool. Really enjoyed that. The landing could have been better, as always. So let's have a go now. Here we go. Total income. As you can see, I don't have much. I don't have much in the way of money. So I'm going to be a long way away from buying an airplane. All my money and everything that I made, all the credits I made went into getting my certifications. So that's where all my money went, all my XP went. So let's have a look in the missions. What happens in the missions is that when you first start doing your 737 MAX, when you first get your qualification, you think, yippee, I can do all these flights. They only give you one. They give you one or two sort of around Korea there. And that's it. You think, oh, is that all I get? But once you do it, and once you do, if you do it really well, they seem to entrust you with more missions in the 737. So now that I've done about 3 flights in the 737, I've managed to get really good results. A lot more opportunities have opened up. You see the little icons with the captain's hat in them. I've got quite a few of them here now, so I can do quite a few flights in the 737 MAX. And I think as you succeed and as you do well, they entrust you with more and more services and more flights in the 737 MAX. So a lot more opportunities open up if you do well with your flight. Okay guys, I might do that in my next video. I'll take you through from startup right through to takeoff in the career mode with the 737 MAX. Let me know in the comments if that's what you'd like to see. Where are you with your career mode? I'd like to know. And what's your favorite speciality in the missions in the career mode? Thanks for watching guys. I will see you soon. I will do another video. Won't leave it so long next time, I think. Take care. Enjoy your flight simulator. Over and out.